Okay, so you've heard teachers talk about it, right? I'm featured! Hey buddy, you're featured. Congratulations. How do I get featured? What are they talking about? Hey guys, it's Jillian here at Once Upon a Time Fitness, and today I'm going to ask that question that you guys have been asking forever. How do I become a featured teacher? So really quick disclaimer, the tips and tricks that I'm going to give you do not 100% guarantee that you are going to become a featured teacher. You guys all know that there are a ton of Palfish teachers, and obviously not every single teacher can become a featured teacher. However, they are tips and tricks that can improve your chances of becoming a featured teacher. So first of all, what is a featured teacher? So teachers are featured. I kind of feel like I'm like in a Dr. Seuss book right now. So teachers are featured on the kids app. So just like we have our own app for teaching on Palfish, the kids have their own app for taking classes on Palfish. And when they log onto this app, they see a whole bunch of teachers. The trucks are loud this time of day. But when they log onto the app, they'll see a whole bunch of teachers. They're right on the front page of the app. Boom, 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 boom. So if a student is new and they've never taken a class before, these are probably going to be their main choices of who they are selecting a trial with. So how do you become featured on the kids app? Tip number 1, get hired. Like, I know that sounds like a stupid, like, duh, of course you have to be hired to get featured, but there's something special about getting hired. So new teachers have a shot right off the bat. So you get hired, you walk in, there's a handful, like every batch that are, you know, every batch of teachers that come through, they pick a handful of brand new teachers, plaster them right on the front page of the app. It's luck of the draw for that. Get hired, you might get featured. This is why you are doing yourself a huge disservice if you're not opening up your schedule right away. So a lot of teachers will be like, okay, well I'm hired, so I'm just gonna sit back and I'll wait like, I don't know, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks until I'm like really comfortable, until I go through the training materials. No, girl, guy, whatever, you pass the interview, you pass the quiz, you're ready. Open your schedule, go watch some YouTube videos, go in the training section, you know, get yourself ready to teach, because you might be a featured teacher, and if your schedule is closed, then it's not going to do you any benefit, and you just wasted all that time being featured, which teachers like love and they beg for, and it's something that you may have just been given. Tip number 2, have a great intro video. Get your intro video up right away, make sure it's good. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can always change your intro video later, but parents are more likely to book with a teacher who has an intro video as opposed to one who does not. I'm really sorry, it's really loud out here. I apologize. But parents are more likely to book with someone who has an intro video as opposed to someone who does not. Get your intro video up. They want you to have an intro video. Get it up so that you can help market yourself and that you improve your chances of becoming a featured teacher. It doesn't have to be perfect. I do have more videos on my YouTube channel talking more in depth about the intro video and how to make it a good one. Just know you need something up there. Get something up there. You can always change it later. Tip number 3, have your bio and your profile completed. Make it a good bio. Explain what you bring to classes. Explain what your classroom environment is like. Tip number 4, and this is a big one because this is actually something that Palfish told us about. Have a good profile pic. Last year, Palfish released a statement explaining what they wanted our profile pictures to look like to increase our chances of becoming featured on the kids app. And I'm gonna read that to you. They said, all teachers with suitable profile photos have the opportunity to be recommended on the homepage of the Palfish Kids app. So these are the tips that they gave. The first one, wear suitable and professional clothes. No tank tops, sunglasses, etc. So obviously my profile picture is not gonna be me like this. I'm not gonna be wearing this in my profile picture. It's just not happening. Tip number 2, you should be the only adult in the picture. So don't take a picture, and honestly, I don't even think you should have your kids in the profile picture. I personally think that pictures that look like a professional headshot, and they don't have to be a professional headshot, but I personally think that pictures like that go a long way. Just having like a really nice looking picture where you can clearly see the teacher's face and you kind of know who you're looking at. If you were to see them in class, you would recognize them, that kind of thing. I think that's the best way to go. Oh, it's on this side. I don't even know where my nose ring is. No nose rings, no tongue rings, no tattoos showing in your profile picture. Cover them up, take them out. Do not Photoshop. This is a big one, and I know I have seen teachers still get featured on the app even though they have Photoshopped their photos. I'm just telling you what they said. They prefer photos that are not Photoshopped. Number 5, they said do not add the Palfish logo to your pictures. It can be on your clothes, it can be in your background, like if you're in your teaching environment, it should be in your background, but it cannot be or should not be Photoshopped or edited to be on there. So again, I know I've seen this where teachers have Photoshopped it and they've used that, but I would highly recommend to not do that because they have actually sent us out a message. It was a year ago, but I think it was like last May that they sent it out, last April or May. So they have actually told us before not to add the Palfish logo, so I'm just telling you what they said. It's something that they have stated before that they do not want. Number 6, have good lighting. They don't want your picture to be up too close.
Or too far.
Choose a kid-friendly photo. So obviously one of you smoking a cigarette, you know, like Tupac would have a lot of profile pictures that he would not be able to choose from. You know, that kind of thing. Kid-friendly photo. Don't be drinking, don't be doing drugs, don't be throwing up gang signs, or I don't know. I don't even know what would be unfriendly, not kid-friendly. You guys know if it's kid-friendly or not. Kid-friendly photo. And have your camera focused and not blurry. I'll add on to that your picture you should be smiling, you should be approachable, it should just be like an overall good, professional quality looking picture of you that you would want to use on a business card or something, because this is basically like your electronic business card, right? Now again, none of these tips that I gave you are a promise. I'm not promising you that you're going to get featured. I can't do that. Do not message your admin or your mentor and say, hey, can you please get me featured? I really want to be a featured teacher. We can't do that, and it's not necessary. On a side note, if you are not a featured teacher, that doesn't mean you're not going to get bookings. I don't think I've ever been featured. When I started, I didn't even know about featured teachers. When I started, I didn't have my schedule open, so if I was a brand new featured teacher, it definitely didn't benefit me anyway. Nobody has ever told me like, hey, you've been featured. So to the best of my knowledge, I have never been a featured teacher. I know a lot of teachers who have never been featured. And also, if you are 80% booked or more, like if you're an established teacher, if you're 80% booked or more or anything like that, don't even worry about being featured. Because they can't book trials with you anyways. So don't sweat it. If you're 80% booked or more, being featured is not going to benefit you anyways. To get more classes, you need to get more regulars. So my suggestion for you at that point in time would be to rock your classes so that you can get student referrals and go do some lives, because you know that's what I kind of say on repeat. Do some lives, 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 do some lives. Go do a live. If you've ever talked to me before, or if you're in any of my mentor groups, then you've heard me say this again and again and again. So even all of this doesn't promise you that you're going to be a featured teacher. Doing all of these things is going to improve the quality of your Palfish profile, and it's going to attract more students anyways and more head teachers, and it will increase your bookings just to have a better profile. So I encourage you to use all of these tips just to make your profile bigger, better, badder, cooler, more attractive to students, to potential students. And while you're at it,
do some lives, 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 do some lives.
If you happen to get featured as a teacher, that's awesome, and you should see your bookings increase from it. But having a better profile is going to increase your bookings regardless of if you're featured or not, because you have a better profile. Using these tips will help you whether you get featured or not. They're all really good tips. All right, thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in to my little rant about being a featured teacher. If you have any questions, or if you have anything that you would like to hear in the future, make sure you pop them in the comment box below and let me know if you've ever been a featured teacher and you know about it and how it worked for you. I'd like to hear that too. And if you use these tips and you become a featured teacher, I would like to know that too. Let me know, okay? Make sure you hit subscribe so that you can see more of my videos, because I've got more content coming to you soon. All right, bye guys.